Hello everyone, and welcome to a special edition of Williams Whiteboard. I've been asked a couple of times to talk about a specific item, and now this week I had an opportunity for it to come full circle, so I think it's now time to talk about it. So let's talk about picking source selection criteria. Picking source selection criteria. I had a class yesterday and someone asked me the question, is there a library of source selection criteria that we could use, evaluation factors, if you will, to use in a source selection? We've been using the same ones over and over and over again, trying to tailor them a little bit, but they're not really reaping the rewards. They're not getting to the desired outcome, differentiating competitors. So when we think about picking source selection criteria, instead of a library of criteria, I'm going to propose to you a different strategy. Let's work on a process. Okay. Here's the process that we're going to be working on. Okay? There are 3 questions, in my opinion, that lend themselves to selecting or guiding or focusing you towards the most effective source selection criteria or evaluation factors. Okay? The first question is, what matters? Okay, what matters from a positive perspective? In your requirements, what are the things that really matter? And you should be able to articulate maybe the top 3 things that really matter, that if we wanted to be successful, if we were going to the end and reverse engineering and telling the story backwards, in the end, what are the 3 things that we want to talk about that really matter? Okay. The second question is, what are the differentiators? What are the differentiators? What are the 1, 2, 3 things that if we wanted to talk about the things that mattered, what are the differentiators? What are the differentiators that would distinguish, separate 1 from 2 from 3? Okay? What are the differentiators? The third question would be, what risks need to be mitigated? Okay? 1, 2, 3, maybe there are 3, maybe there are 2, maybe there's only 1. But what risk do we need to think about? Do we need to use the source selection process to mitigate the risk? Once you have the answers to these 3 questions, then the results of those 3 questions will give you a list, let's say it's 3 each, of 9 things you should be talking about in your evaluation criteria. Okay. This process gives you the topics that you then craft questions around that are, what are your evaluation criteria? What are your source selection factors? What are the order, maybe the relative order of importance will come out of doing this process homework. Okay? So, when you're thinking about source selection criteria and building evaluation factors, please don't go into the library of formerly used criteria and source selection factors and try to find something that's close. Do the 3-question process of what matters, the positives, what differentiates the positives, and then what needs to be mitigated, the negatives, and this process will help you come to, at least if you use this model and you do 3, you'll come to 9 things, and that's way more areas than you need to use from an evaluation perspective. So you've got plenty of stuff. With 9, you've got plenty of things to build an effective evaluation criteria, effective source selection strategy, and evaluation factors. Okay, so instead of diving into the library, go build the ones that will match your criteria, will match your requirement, match your acquisition at this time. All the best. Be well.